Hi everybody, I'm going to talk to you about intervals today. This will be your first lesson on intervals. An interval is two notes either played together or the distance between one note and another. Okay, but for the purpose of this video we're going to talk about playing them together. Okay, so it's a bit like a chord, but a chord is three or more notes. Like that, or all sorts of different ones. You can have big chords with 7 notes or even more than that. Okay, 8 notes there. So chords are lots of notes played together at the same time, but an interval is literally the distance between one note to the next, okay? And sometimes we play that together. So intervals could be a second, a third, a fourth, or a fifth, and there are many others, but those are the ones we're going to concentrate on today. Okay, so we're going to look at intervals today. As you can see, we've got a piece of music in front of us, and it's got several different intervals on it. There's a little arrow showing you about that. Right, so we've got middle C and we've got D. There they are. There are 2 notes. When played together, they are called a second. Now, we'll just pop the bar lines in. Double bar line to show that that activity's finished. This is where it gets interesting. We're now going to have a C and we're going to have an E. Now, although there are still only 2 notes, because an interval is always 2 notes, we have a note missing in the middle, and that is D. Okay, now if you count C, D and E, suddenly you've got 3 notes, and that is why when you play C and E together, it is called a third. Okay, so let's suppose that we've now got a C and an F. Okay, still only 2 notes, but they are further away from each other now. In fact, they are a distance of 4 apart. You are missing the D and you're missing the E. And that means that with the C and the F, you've got 4 notes. So when you play the C and the F together, they create a fourth. There we are. So you got your third there and your fourth, and we'll just count those notes to show why they're a third and why they're a fourth and why that's the second. As you can see, there are 2 notes, then 3 notes, then 4 notes. All right, and finally, let's have a look at our fifth. So we've got a C and we've got a G. And when you play them together, that makes a fifth. You are missing D, E and F. I'm going to squash them in, write them in for you, D, E, F. So you are playing C and you are playing G. There are 5 notes, and therefore it is a fifth. I hope that's been helpful today. Play them through on the piano, listen to their sounds. Makes sense. I'm now going to show it to you on my keyboard. The activity I got, intervals, is from a particular book, but there's lots of information about intervals all over the internet or in other books as well. But I got my information from Piano Time 1, so thank you very much, Pauline Hall and the people who produced this book. So here we are. Here is a second, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth. Now, You don't always have to play with the middle C and the other note. They sound very clashy. The complicated part comes when you learn further about intervals, because there are things like major seconds and minor seconds, all sorts of other ones, okay? I am aware of those, but this video here is for the purpose of beginners. And then if we look at the third, see if you can play some thirds on the piano. You will need a white note, then a missing white note, and then another white note. Okay? And you see it's missing. There's your thirds. And see if you can experiment with playing some fourths and some fifths as well. Hey, you might even want to make up your own tune. Have fun. As always, practice every day if you can.